Hello everyone, today I want to walk through how to use Learning A to Z, which is also how we get to Reading A to Z, Raz Plus, and Head Sprouts. So this first page shows you the cheat sheet document that I put together. This is in your Google Drive and our Team Drive. You can refer back to this or the video if you need any help as you create your account and then use your account and its functionalities. So to start, we're going to come over here to the Raz Plus online portal, and you would use the raz-plus.com site to get in here. You'll use the credentials that we gave you, the login and the password. So as you can see, I am currently logged in, but if I were to log out, the member login is right here on the top. This is also how on a Chromebook you would start your kids login down here, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So to begin, you're going to want to create a class, and many of our students have already used Raz Plus before, and so they will have all their information already in another teacher's account, and you can just pull that information over. So that will save their reading level as well as anything that they have completed in the past. If we have any new kiddos or kiddos that hadn't used Raz Plus with their teacher in the past, we can create a new account for them pretty seamlessly. So you're going to type in your password, click login, and then this is the portal. You can click to save or not. This is the portal that it'll bring you to begin with. What I want to talk about first is this Manage Students tab. So in the Manage Students tab, you can click here to add students. And notice I already have 3 students here, but I'm going to show you how to add more. Once you get in here, you can either see your roster, add students, transfer students, or potentially restore any student that does not have an account because their account has been deleted. So let's talk about transferring students first, because we want to make sure we can transfer anyone over first and then add any extras. So I'm going to click the Transfer Students button. And then I can either choose to scroll through all the students that we have here at Marshall Elementary School, and you can make them work through by student name or potentially teacher name if you know who their teacher was last year. Or you can look them up by this Search Profile button. So let's say that Alexis was part of Mrs. Bunch's class last year, but they are transferring into my class for this year. All I have to do is click this arrow, and that will transfer them into my class. And I can continue to do that until I have every student in my class. Then, if there are any students that I know weren't here last year, I can click Add a Student. I'm going to add their username. That's how it's going to pop up on your computer or on the portal where they will log in. And then it's optional to add their name and last name as well as their gender. Here, you will decide what level that you feel that they are, and do remember that the Raz levels are a little bit different than your your Fountas and Pinnell levels, and so you can see kind of how they correlate by hovering over it. And then finally, you'll decide on how you want their password to show up. You can either choose to have a text password or a icon password, and you can even make it a double icon password so that they have to put both of those in if you want to make it a little harder. And then you would click Save. Finally, all your students will show up on your roster here. When you're in your roster, you can see the general information about your student, whether or not they have a password. So these students have passwords that are their names. This student, Betty, doesn't have any password. She could just click on her name and then be right in. You can even go to Raz Plus, this other tab, and determine if you want to change their level or if you want the reading room to be open or closed. All right, so now we are back on the main Raz Plus page, and after you've collected all of your students in one spot, there are a bunch of different resources that you can use to add as assignments for your students, or for you to print off potentially, or to use in small groups. I'm going to go over a couple of my favorites. These small planets right here you see on this page signify that this resource could be assignable to your students. So for example, if you wanted to share paired books with your students, You could then find what you were looking for, and then if, say I want to do all kinds of factories, I would click on this, and then I would be able to assign this digital resource to my students. So I would click assign, and then I could decide if I wanted them to be able to listen to it, read it, and if I wanted a quiz, and what students I wanted that to be assigned to. Some of my favorite resources are in the Key Reading Skills pack. For example, these close reading packs are wonderful for strategy groups and shared reading, also assignable. And some of these foundational skills are wonderful for our young learners and learners that maybe need an extra boost. If it has a Finally, I want to show you what it looks like when a child logs in. So you can have this set up on Chromebooks or on your iPads, and when they log in, they should see your name up here on the screen. And if they don't, they would be able then to pick a different teacher, and they could find your name amongst the ones that are with our school. I hope this was informative for you. If you need any assistance, please let me know.